Misdirection's good.
Yep.
Yes, the motion scroll's good. I just love saying it. It's so redundant. I like this consistency. I think the Savine's Reclamation's good. It provides you with late game gas, suits the gifts.
Yeah.
I like it as mentor number 2 if my mentor dies. Pyroblast is fine. I mean, it killed a Dak Faden.
Yeah.
I need definitely want to keep Gideon in. Pyroblast, yeah.
Yeah, I felt with mine, like, I didn't feel like I was winning when I was just drawing heaps of cards. Like, I need to have pressure down.
Yeah.
Well, I eventually
It's actually hard to, once you gush and draw these cards, it's hard to develop, then develop a board because you're down on mana, and Thing in the Ice is good for that. But, I mean, again, everything in the Ice is a lot worse now without my Future Sight and Whirlwind.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's still pretty good early blocker and stuff.
I still like it.
Yeah, if you cut a lot of your anti-creature package.
Yeah, I like the blocking. I've still got Metamorphose and Opt and all that to trigger it.
You weren't having a hard time triggering your mentor, so I doubt you'd have a hard time triggering your thing in the Ice.
Yeah.
Just didn't see it.
Yeah, like I drew Balance and Treat at the end there, and it was like, that was useless. But the Balance won me a game earlier.
Yeah, I saw a lot of Mentor tonight. It was, yeah.
And Misdirection's really good with Mentor. Gifts is good. It's better than Whirlwind. It's just instant speed. It gets you your power cards. I think the time of because I had a fetch, I had Mystic Sanctuary in my hand. Like I was going to entreat Mystic Sanctuary, but I didn't need the pressure. I already had it. And yeah.
Yeah, because did you have Mentor out the time?
Yeah. And the Savine's it replaces entreat really because you get more threats. So I could put yeah, so it's just, I mean, the Scrabbling Claws is iffy, but it's fine. It doesn't get in the way too much. I played it in the past. It makes my balance a bit better. Thing in the Ice I still want. Pyroblast is, so it depends on the meta. In an open meta, I'd probably cut the Pyroblast.
Yeah, let's keep Misdirection.
Yeah, what would I put in place of Pyroblast? I'd lose a Cyber slot then though, so I'd have to bring in Narset because I want access to that. So would I rather Narset or Pyroblast main? Probably Pyroblast. It's cheaper.
Yeah, I wasn't loving my Blood Moon tonight.
No. Well, against me, it's dead.
Yeah, it's just a dead card against you.
Yeah.
But I find the games that it matters a lot.
Oh, it's brilliant. It won me. It's won me in the Toowoomba tournament. I think every match I've won is because of Blood Moon. Even against Esper, it was a Blood Moon that did it.
Like when I saw, Sard bought it in the other day when he was testing against Beckett on Grixis Control. Like you bring it in against decks with red, you know.
I know that looks dodgy, but I'd do the same because it's hard to beat Grixis often, and they got real greedy pips. They got him, Beckett's running Wandering Fumarole, Sulphur Falls, his old deck. He'll update it, I'm sure now, but you can get Grixis because they fetch greedily.
Yeah, but I mean, it starts to get to a point with the current. If you look at the current lists that are doing well, at least for the top 18, they're pretty greedy. So there's lots of sort of 4 and 5 color mid-range lists going around, and the storm lists are playing 4 colors and stuff like that. So and it's awesome against lands. So you get to a point where you're bringing it in every match. So you have to ask yourself why am I not just main decking this thing? It's kind of
my answer is
my thinking. Yeah.
And my answer is, it's bad if you're behind.
Yeah.
Do anything, you die. It's bad against aggro, and it can be bad against control. It's bad against Rug Life. Not that you're saying that, but you're right. It is good. I won most. Yeah, I won again. If I had it main deck, it would have served me well.
Hmm.
I just don't like, theoretically, I don't like the thought of running into like burn or whatever, which, but it's one card. I'm running Pyroblast, so.
Yeah, so I think I'm kind of, I don't have to worry quite so much about sort of burn decks because my deck's stacked full of life gain.
Yeah.
And so that's fine. So that's not as weak a matchup for me as like seemingly the 4 color lists because I'm kind of a bit mid-rangey, you know.
Yeah. Blood Moon
Just
makes
got more
sense.
power.
And I also can't play Blood Moon because of Gideon. Like I need the double white and treat, but I'm cutting that.
Yeah, but look, it felt weak tonight. But I think in the balance of matches, I think it's probably good.
Oh, it's really good. Let me tell you, it's good. I've been winning games with it left and right. And one of the top, I think the guy on top of the ladder in the tournament was Blue Moon anyway.
Yeah.
So it vindicates your theory.
Was that was a mouse? Was it Mouse's list?
I don't think so. It was another one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah. What do I put in place of Entreat? Like I'm weaker on my win cons, but.
Yeah. What do you put in place? A land.
Yeah. Maybe. Irrigated farmland. I don't want to lose to Mana Screw.
Yeah. I mean, what?
I'm finding it really hard to get the land base right. Like my land base is adequate. But I don't know what's correct. Do you run shock lands? Do you run irrigated farmland? I don't know.
I found funnily enough, it's sometimes right to if you're running 21 to I don't know. I find I have a basic and then the off color shock. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like you have a lot of islands, but then you'll have like a like a stomping ground or something. So I've got the 2 forests and a steam vents, and that's enough to give me the right number of untapped sources of green and the right untapped sources of blue early on. So even though you think, oh yeah, look, blue green are my 2 major colors, I should probably play breeding pool over that. In terms of getting the quantities right, that seems to work out for me. I know that seems weird, but
I understand that.
It does work, yeah.
Yeah, I've cut Sacred Foundry a long time ago, and even my plateau is dodgy, but yeah.
I don't know, it's hard because you kind of start getting, because there's so much blue, you sort of get priced into playing, I don't know, like 4 snow-covered islands or whatever, and so you end up sort of struggling for the white or red.
Yeah, you can get it in one source. Well, the Triumph solves that for me.
Yeah,
and I don't like Sacred Foundry because of it stops your sanctuary.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, well, I've got the steam vents in there because of Mystic Sanctuary, because I want to be able to hit that. That extra island. But also want to have enough substantive sources of the colors. So you can have a lot of fetch lands, but I think you probably want 4 genuine sources of each color in the list, rather than sort of 3 or but that seems to work. Otherwise, you get to a point where you can't find the lands you need.
Fetch it, yeah.
What have you? Yeah, you fetch to substantive land ratio starts to become unbalanced.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to think what my mana base looks like after I get rid of Entreat. Probably the same because I still got Gideon. Yeah.
And what's your so say you're playing up against a mid-range deck, how are you comboing out to beat them? That's what you got to think.
Yeah, well, that's what I used to have. That's why I used to have Future Sight and Whirlwind just to slam it. But I think just Lightning Bolt Lutri is good enough almost.
It's good enough. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, and you're not on a lot of land, so you don't want to go Subterranean Tremors and then you'll have an 8/8. He's not really getting enough land to do that. It doesn't feel good. Yeah, I don't know. I always think Blood Moon is sort of my anti mid-range combo card, as well as Berserk and Price Progress, stuff like
that.
Yeah. So yeah, I do think it helps to have some kind of combo element to help you beat a mid-range list. Otherwise, just get sort of valued out of the game, and your counter magic starts to feel real rough.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think I'm a bit soft to that.
Yeah. So what's your combo?
Just Mentor, which is not reliable.
Yeah, it's hard to have just
balance.
one.
I got balance and I can recur that, but again, that's not reliable.
Mm.
And they can just rebuild faster than me if they got good ETB guys. Bounce their board with Thing in the Ice. Tempo out with Brazen Borrower and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I could add.
So tempo's not the plan though, right? Against mid range.
Not really. Because
you know, like mid range naturally murders tempo.
Yeah.
So yeah, like some kind of combo element or something, just like this kind of a game-ending effect.
I could just replace Pyroblast Entreat with Lightning Helix Future Sight. Or Lightning Helix Whirlwind. I'm not that scared of mid-range, to be honest.
No.
I've got the Blood in the board.
Maybe that's your thing. Maybe it's like, okay, so I'm weak to mid-range, so I'm just going to beat him post-board. Just going to like Blood Moon him out of the board and just worry about games 2 and 3. You're always going to be weak to something, right? I think generally, like otherwise the game would be unbalanced. And if there's a deck that isn't weak to, well, look, if there's a deck that isn't weak to anything, then there needs to be pointings.
Yeah, but the art is to try and find that deck and play it while it exists. But yeah, I know what you mean.
But generally, there is I know people like contest the metagame clock, but there is something to it. The idea that there will be some decks that naturally prey on others, and you have to just choose which kind of deck you want to play based on what you think is prevalent at the time. I think, and try and design it to shore up your weaknesses as best as possible, particularly post board.
Yeah, well, my deck was always like try and keep up with tempo, just be a little bit bigger, and then against mid range, try and play just slam Future Sight or Whirlwind or Entreat with Mystical Tutor. I don't really have that plan anymore. So yeah, I am a bit weak to mid range, and that I can be a bit dirtily and not impact the board enough, and just die to like curved out like Dark Confidant into
Bloodbraid Elf or something like that.
Yeah, that stuff kills me. Yeah,
so I don't know. But you good plan against Uterus is the moons post board.
Yeah, like playing Future Sight equally, I can still die just to their aggression. If I tap out and if I don't get to untap, it's hard. So I suppose the best case is you like stabilize somewhat, plus like Whirlwind of Thought, and then start outvaluing them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the games tonight were good. I thought you definitely had the run of it. I thought I got some really good top decks. Like I top deck Price of Progress for the win there.
And Lightning Bolt.
And Lightning Bolt.
So you didn't have Price in your hand.
No, I had Lutri and Gush in my hand.
Well, you played to your outs.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. That was funny. So yeah, I think you were unlucky not to just like clean sweep me tonight. I think you did pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's just because I'm playing cheeky misdirection, Scrabbling Claws and that. But yeah.
Hey, you got lots of good weapons against me now. It's tough. It's tough playing.
Yeah.
And then that's just good design, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I'm just tuning it to what I'm playing. I mean, I would have gone harder if Gideon hadn't done and the balance hadn't done such work against Michael. I would have cut them for like other stuff, like Narset would have been main deck instead of Gideon.
Yeah, and that's probably the main choice I have to make is do I want to cut Blood Moon from the main and play Narset in the main? It doesn't feel right. Every time I cut Blood Moon, it doesn't feel right. Feels bad against you, but against most, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a reason why like Blood Moon decks have been among the top tier decks for a long time.
Yeah. Narset main deck's really, I mean, it's getting better now with all the A-Core going around, but it's really bad against mid-range. He just dies.
Yeah. And just get Impulse, then tap out for 3, Impulse, and have it die. And not impact anything. Yeah, it doesn't gain you life. Yeah, it doesn't gain you anything.
Yeah.
It's just like cycling for 3 mana.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good. Yeah.
So I don't think I'm old twice and I almost missed a land drop. I don't know if the 22nd land is too much, but
You looked a lot more stable tonight.
yeah,
So you weren't missing your lands.
I probably mulled a bit more. Probably last time I didn't mull when I should have.
Hmm.
Yeah. Cool. All right, let's wrap it up.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.